All right, guys, before we get into today's episode of Group Chat, I'm your boy Pete, and if you're new here, you need to understand that I'm the guy that reads the ads. Let's not get things confused, okay? This is about the only job I have around here, so I nail these things like none other. Today's episode is brought to you by Raycon. Raycon earbuds are fantastic earbuds just for you. Whether you're working from home or working on your fitness, you want to be listening to what you are listening to. Not what's happening around you, not the kids' noises, not the work environment around, not the construction outside your window. You want to be hearing what's inside your earbuds. Everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds, but before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, you need to check out wireless earbuds from Raycon. You already know Raycon earbuds start at about half the price as any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and that they sound just as amazing as other top audio brands you know. Their new model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet, with 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth audio pairing, more bass, and more compact design that gives you a nice, noise-isolating fit. Raycon's wireless earbuds are so comfortable and perfect for your conference calls or binging podcasts. Get it? Podcasts? Okay. Unlike your other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet with no dangling wires or stems to distract anyone during your video calls. Celebrities just like J.R. Smith are obsessed with Raycons. Pick up your pair and see what the hype is all about. Guys, now's the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/group. That's buyraycon.com/group for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. Buyraycon.com/group. RAYCON. Okay, let's get into today's episode.
We're back to where it all started, D.
Talking about probably the first topic we ever talked about.
Probably the first topic, as well as just you and I with a couple microphones reporting the news.
And on a desk.
Yeah, we need a desk.
Yeah.
We need a desk and some laptops.
Personally want a desk back.
Yeah.
Because I want my laptop.
Yeah, I liked it. I like being able to quickly get the stats.
Yeah, because there's often I'm sitting on my phone and the phone, then some idiot is texting me or calling me.
Yeah. And I also think like all the great podcasts, even Joe Rogan has like a dude, he has a Pete that looks up all the info.
Yeah.
So you sound so much smarter.
Yeah, because while you're talking, if you know what you're about to talk about, it's easy to quickly search something. And
then you get all the facts. So you don't have all those idiots being like, actually, it's 10%.
Yeah.
Actually, according to my research.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a lot of times you guys misquote and misinform others.
Well, fuck off. We're getting a desk back and some laptops.
Yeah.
Well, sort of.
We're getting
screens.
The podcast will just take 4 hours. I'll be like, all right, I need the next 15 minutes to read this article, research information. Just sit tight.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to edit it. I just want it to just be.
And I'll just like sing a song or something while you do that.
Yeah. And then come back 15 minutes later and there you go.
Okay. There you go.
Cool.
Assholes. That's what you made us do.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, so we're back, and we're probably talking about one of the first topics we ever talked about. Kanye West.
K West. Yay West.
Yay West. Also Jesus Christ. Also, was at once potential presidential candidate.
Yeah.
I think that we're seeing, look, I think Kanye is synonymous with the meltdown. We've seen it for years. We've seen it in all different forms. He's targeted little blonde country singers. He's targeted George Bush. He's targeted just about everyone. I think this is the worst we've seen it.
Yeah, I think it's the worst we've seen it because in those previous situations, and I could be wrong, but he wasn't on social media, so we didn't know what he was thinking.
Just in small ways, maybe when he freaked out about like, I want infrastructure. I'm Steve Jobs. I called Mark Zuckerberg. He didn't return my calls. Like little shit like that.
Yeah.
Not full personal family meltdown.
Yeah. And now, for those who haven't been following, Kanye went on Twitter post. So he had his South Carolina rally, which was a disaster. Ended with him crying.
Screaming, bawling, crying.
Saying,
I almost killed my daughter.
Yeah, referencing an abortion.
Yep.
Then he goes on Twitter and just a barrage of tweets. It's all on Group Chat's Instagram. talking about, Kim is trying to bring doctors out to Wyoming to lock him up.
Yeah.
A text to Kris Jenner, are you going to call me back or something like that?
Are you ready to talk now?
You ready to talk now?
His life is get out.
His life is get out. Since he's deleted a lot of those tweets.
Also Drake with like a emoji. Like a emoji.
Yeah.
Pusha T reference, my children will never do Playboy
West.
I made Kim promise me that my kids, she'll never sell their sex tape. West.
Yeah.
On God.
On God.
I mean.
So I saw it turn from making fun of Kanye to get this man some help.
Yeah.
In a span of 45 minutes.
I think that the get this man some help, a lot of people were in on after the rally footage. And then anyone who wasn't sold, those tweets did it.
Yeah. And here's the thing is Kanye is not your everyday person, right? He is extremely wealthy, has at his fingertips the best of everything.
Yep.
He clearly has made a choice on whether to utilize any of those resources or not. And I'm sympathetic to anyone that deals with anything in life. I'm sympathetic when you have to have some sort of struggle because it sucks. There's no reason why people need to go through that. But I also think about how do you just keep giving people a pass and say, at the end of the day, you're responsible for your actions. And this is a problem that I see with a lot of people that society looks up to.
Yep.
So say a lot of young people look up to Kanye West because of how he acts, right? Not only because his creativity, but Kanye West does whatever Kanye West wants.
Yep.
You know who else does that? Donald Trump. You know who else who does that? Elon Musk. To me, these people are all kind of sociopath vibes.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
And
definitely heavily narcissist.
Yes. And that is a disease also.
Yep.
That disease comes with fame, success, and wealth. All those things create that personality.
Yeah.
You don't have that without...
You can't afford to.
You can't afford to have it, right?
No.
And so I'm sympathetic that he's going through this medical condition, but I also everyone around him allowed it to happen.
Yep.
Right? You don't just become like that. You're not born that way.
And that's the part that I hate is I understand he might have a diagnosable mental disorder at this point. But there is at least some portion of this that is exactly that. It has been allowed to become that.
Yeah.
There's also just insane narcissism attached. There's also arrogance attached. There's also and that's the part that I think everyone's responsible for it because we also continue to celebrate it. If he puts out an album this Friday, which he's supposed to, and people like it, they're going to be oh, Kanye's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
And he's I'm a genius.
Exactly. And I see so many parallels to Elon Musk and Kanye.
Yeah. I would say Elon, Kanye, and Trump, like you said.
Yeah.
They all have the same playbook kind of.
Yeah. And the problem is there's always people supporting you.
Yep.
In all three of those instances, no matter what happens. Oh, I'm going to go over to the penthouse of the most famous actor in the world and fuck his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I supported this shit. I supported that. Damn it.
But, it's no matter what, you get support.
Plus, these guys in particular, they have the best form of metering that you have is the income.
Yeah.
And they're all three, well, Trump maybe not, but Elon and Kanye are just skyrocketing to new levels unheard of.
Yeah. And that's what society, these people have God complex.
Yeah.
Society is looking for people to look up to. Everybody is dying to look up to people.
Yeah.
Literally dying. They're I want to idolize Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg. All of these most famous, powerful, wealthy people all kind of fall in the same bucket.
Yeah.
They're the same type of personality to me that is very, very dangerous. And that comes with people just idolizing you.
I agree.
And I think it's sad what Kanye is going through. But then, you see him putting out an album on Friday and you're like, is this the best time to put out an album? If you're actually going through, for example, I don't think Kanye West knows how to submit his music to Spotify. Him personally.
No.
Okay? That someone can do that for him. Someone will do it for him.
Yep.
If I'm that person doing it for him, don't you think you should be like, hey, I understand you're going through some issues right now. Do you think it's the best time you're promoting an album?
Yeah.
You don't need the money.
I just don't think I think the way his world is now built, nobody has that power to get through to him.
So his employees are just like, he pays me to press send to Spotify.
Yeah,
so I'm
because
gonna do it.
I guess I won't use an example, but just like any of the great celebrities who have died of drug overdoses or come close to it, same thing, but even worse. Like if Johnny doesn't go get him the drugs,
Jimmy will.
And he can't wait to be one step closer. I mean, do you know how many people would die to be the one to upload Kanye's album to Spotify?
Yeah.
And I think he's also created his world that way, and he's gotten big enough and rich enough where now there's nothing. So now you're in this weird catch-22. Like Kim probably is trying to get a doctor, a really great doctor,
I think,
on a private jet.
Yes.
To come scoop you up and like get your, every time that he's also went through these, he's also had some level of apology.
Yeah.
He's always said like, I was off my meds, I was in a blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But I actually think if that is what Kim is doing,
yeah,
she's a hero.
Yeah. But even she can't get it done.
No.
And instead seems like he's holed up at his ranch saying, come and get me.
Yeah.
And taunting everyone.
Yeah.
Because he knows that there's no shot. I don't know, man. It's just like at what point, because here's the other thing. People are also saying, he has an album coming out. This is all marketing. I just think that you're once again doing a disservice. This isn't marketing. No. I think that there's some correlation between either he stops taking his medicine when he's finishing up an album, or maybe when he loses it is when he decides it's the right time to drop music.
Yeah.
I don't know, but this isn't like I have an album coming, what's my rollout? How about I lose my mind completely?
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is all these people are going to write it off again and say, that's just how he markets his albums.
Yeah.
And you're going to celebrate this guy. And I'm just, at this point, the way that looked, at this point, I went from being like, screw Kanye, I'm over it, to being sincerely worried that one day we're just going to get some really bad news about Kanye.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to be devastated.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to be like, where was the help? Where was the blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
And we're the ones fueling him even being able to do this.
Yeah, because everyone eats it up. They love it. They love the destruction. They love watching a train wreck, and that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And I think I saw a lot of people sympathizing for his situation, but I don't know. Sending a tweet doesn't mean you sympathize, in my opinion.
Totally.
Posting something on social media doesn't mean you sympathize in real life. And I think at the end of the day, it's his family, it's the people close around him that are going to have that impact. I think, like you said, we are actually the problem, right? We, as a society, continue to put these people on like an unrealistic pedestal that drive these people crazy.
Yeah.
Like I was hearing a story about this documentary that's coming out on all the people that went for gold medals. I think Michael Phelps in it.
Uh-huh.
How he contemplated committing suicide after winning like 21 medals.
Yeah.
You're the greatest athlete probably ever.
Yeah.
And you were thinking about committing suicide?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Like, how do you get to that point? And all these great, especially in music, we see it more because that's who we have interactions with. We don't really hear about business people because they're not as public.
Yeah.
But like, why does that drive? Because there's an unrealistic expectation by society for you to be great all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's something that happens at that level that I can't relate to, even though we have the number one podcast in the world.
Yeah.
Like I don't
have that kind of ego.
I don't have suicidal, ego like that.
I don't have God complex.
No.
I know I'm always right, but Jesus.
I would say we're humble. We're humbly.
Jesus, correct.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. We're humbly great is what I would say. But no, there's something that happens at that level, especially when you throw in celebrity.
Yes.
that's just real freaking difficult. But I don't know. To me, it's the exact same as the way that when we complain about corporations or we complain about blah, 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 the answer every single time, or even politicians, the answer is to respond with your vote, respond with your dollar, respond with how you act. And everyone who just blindly calls Kanye a genius at this point and blindly looks up to him and is complicit.
100%.
And hopefully he gets it together and nothing happens. I do think, it seems to me that there's an element to his ego that would never think about suicide, but I have no idea what he thinks in his own head. But my fear is that one day something really bad will happen on any level. And
there's something about creatives that, you know, doesn't age well. Like, you don't see them age.
Yeah.
Like, it's super sad to say, but like, for example, I think one of the greatest musicians ever is Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
To see Paul McCartney old and happy and just kind of like playing the piano.
That's because it's not really Paul McCartney.
What?
Haven't you seen the documentaries? That's not Paul McCartney.
Oh, that's somebody else.
Yeah, they killed him and swapped him out. That's why he didn't have shoes on Abbey Road.
Okay,
so that's the secret.
Okay, I didn't know about that conspiracy.
Yes.
So that's why this Paul is much happier.
Yeah, the fake Paul is
the
having the
original
time of
Paul
life.
is-
He just got set in. He got to play a few good years.
Yeah.
Be Paul and then go off, now he's having dinner at Ciccone.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, fake Paul is the one who,
Paul's out in these streets.
Paul's really out here.
You could see Paul McCartney. We saw him at Ciccone.
We did, yeah. For that level of legendary status, he's really out here.
Yeah, like I remember I saw him at a Super Bowl party once, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Just being Paul McCartney. Oh, my kid wanted to come see like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's how you know he's not the real Paul McCartney. Okay.
But it's interesting to see like Kanye will always be the story. He'll always be top of mind because of who he is and who his family is and how it all plays out. There's something that's going on right now with him that I think feels scarier than previous instances.
I think that these things were probably happening in private. We've never seen him screaming, crying.
Yeah.
That's a new level.
Yeah.
And it was a real cry.
And yeah, I mean, it's like it hurt. Something was hurting.
Yeah.
And so Dave Chappelle showed up at the ranch today.
Okay. So he's off to Africa.
He's showed up in Wyoming.
For me.
Yeah.
Just try this out.
Yeah, and Kanye was videotaping the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Tell a funny joke."
No, he didn't.
Yes.
To
and he
Dave
was
Chappelle, like he's a fucking street performer.
Yeah. And he was like, he's like,
you have an album coming out Friday.
He's like, "I don't do that." And then he laughed and he's like, "All right, that's good."
And then he put that on his Twitter or something?
On his Twitter.
Oh my God.
Interesting choice of medium too. How he's very
Trumpy.
chose Twitter.
Trump.
Yeah.
It's probably him and Trump.
Yeah.
Him, Trump and Elon.
Yeah.
They're all Twitter guys.
They're Twitter guys.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens.
Godspeed.
Hopefully it all comes together well.
Yeah.
And positive.
Because, I mean, I have other thoughts on it, but it's going to come off insensitive, so I'll just shut up.
Yeah, shut up for now.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this one feels like we might have a lot more. We're going to see where it goes.
Yeah.
And there might be a lot of room for...
Yeah. Because I've firsthand experienced it with someone close to me.
Yeah.
This type of behavior. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, you could not imagine how to handle this.
Yeah.
You can't handle it. You literally have... Like, I took a person to the hospital and was like, "I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Please help me."
Was it split personality or like what?
No,
what
it's
did you deal with?
bipolar, manic,
bipolar?
all those
Okay.
things. But it's a very particular. If I gave the characteristics, it's very similar type.
Yeah.
A person that ends up in this situation.
It's very scary.
Yeah, it was the scariest shit I've ever dealt with.
Because it's like a full-grown human that no longer lives by the regular standards.
Like, you can't talk to them
There's no
at
cause
all.
and effect.
It's crazy.
But imagine that person now worth $1 billion
Just
and one of
signed
the
with-
most famous people walking the planet Earth.
Yeah, I don't even know how to handle that.
And just signed with Gap.
And just signed a very lucrative deal.
Yeah.
Massive deal.
And might have an album coming out on Friday.
So-
if Johnny decides to upload it to Spotify.
Yeah.
Right.
Or Jimmy.
Or Jimmy.
So you think he's talking directly with Gap and like, assuming he doesn't negotiate deals, but like,
No, the deal's negotiated. So I guarantee he's talking. He has all the designers on text.
okay.
Yeah.
And he's just be like,
He did say Shia LaBeouf was supposed to shoot the first photo shoot
Yeah.
and flaked.
and then he shitted on Anna Wintour for mocking him. And then she kissed his ass.
Damn, Anna.
Freaking
Kissing that
Anna.
ass.
Yeah. All right, we'll see what happens. Next up, let's talk about more of what happens with a lot of money in the weird world. Ghislaine Maxwell.
Is it Ghislaine or G-Lane?
I think it's Ghislaine.
Ghislaine.
Okay.
From
what I've heard online.
Netflix.
From whatever pedophilia
Netflix.
chats you guys are on.
Yeah, from what's it called? What's the furniture store again?
Wayfair chats.
Yeah, from the new dresser I just bought. It's
From the new Wayfair catalog.
the Ghislaine. Okay, so there's some new news. I mean, obviously there's going to be a lot of news trickling out about her because she's now in police custody and apparently being moved around from cell to cell so that nothing happens to her. Still curious, what's going to happen there. But there's this new story about she paid $25,000 to this guy, to do a smear campaign against the Epstein victims. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
To smear Epstein victims in the hopes to get prosecutor Jeffrey Berman fired to hope to stall the sex trafficking investigation against her. Jeffrey Berman was the prosecutor that we spoke about that Trump and Attorney General Barr were trying to get rid of. And then they said he quit, and then eventually they fired him. And then the person underneath him is the one that's now prosecuting her. Like, that was her first order of business. Because this...
But that tells me Trump is definitely in on this finagling that's going on.
That's the interesting part. So $25,000 was paid to this person, Jacob Wall, who apparently is considered like a sleazebag lobbyist type dude in D.C. to smear the victims so that they're not, considered credible, so that there won't be a case against her or continuing digging of the Epstein case. Here's the thing. Whenever you talk, so I get a lot of... I have a few friends that have dug into all the conspiracy, Pizzagate, all this stuff.
Yep.
Whenever it's anything to do with Epstein, it's Clinton's. Right?
Yes.
No one except everyone else says it's Trump.
You want to know the big story that everyone latches onto is apparently one time Trump had Epstein kicked out of Mar-a-Lago for hitting on an underage girl. That appears to be the story that everyone latches on to, that Trump wasn't
involved.
Got it. But I mean, I'm not saying.
Yeah, that doesn't mean...
He probably just did it in front of.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
somebody,
like, call me later.
Yeah, like, don't do that. I told you not until after 9 p.m.
Yeah.
But it's really strange to me. And I think that the Clinton... Like, people don't tie Trump as much to conspiracies. They tie Clintons to conspiracies heavily. And Bill was on the plane of shit.
Sure. I understand the Bill Clinton correlation, and I'm okay with him being grouped into it until proven innocent.
He won't be.
And Donald Trump needs to be put in that thing. The problem is these conspiracy type folks, especially on this particular matter, tend to be conservatives.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I think you're right.
Those are the people that at least I interact with.
Well, I think they're heavily anti-Clinton people. Yeah. Like, they love the Clinton conspiracy.
Well, because, I have friends telling me, the arrests are coming in the next 2 months. And what's funny is, and I'll just jump to it right now. The arrest that's coming is a bunch of Fox News people.
Yeah.
Ed Henry, a former Fox News host, gets accused of rape, sexual trafficking, sexual assault. All Tucker Carlson, they're all named in it. So, like, if you're talking about I keep reading on the internet, there's going to be some big arrests. I mean,
they're waiting on Oprah and Tom Hanks. Yeah. Guess what, guys? Not coming.
Yeah.
Even if they're guilty, not coming.
Yeah. Obama, Tom Hanks, Oprah, Bill.
Ellen's big in this somehow.
Ellen's big in the conspiracy.
So anyone just crazy, wildly successful.
Yes.
The only way to have gotten there is to be involved in child sex trafficking.
Yeah. I know some really, really, really wealthy people.
Yeah.
And I've spent a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
And they're not involved in child sex trafficking.
Have you asked them if they know where, like, the ring is? Like, do they know where
they got invited and they just didn't join?
Yeah, like, you had to get the invite and just didn't accept. Because I wonder, at this point, I wonder how much, even of the really rich people that we know, how many of them, like, knew of or heard of or around the outside of Epstein. Because he was with everyone. I mean, you would think that like these billionaires or these whatever know like, oh, this guy does
I
this.
believe that. Yeah. I actually believe that there was awareness that something was going on with this person. And it was just, in those days, just look at like racism. It was just look the other way.
Yeah.
And sexual assault, look the other way. People just looked away at everything. And I think as long as business is good, Harvey Weinstein, that was like the worst kept secret, right?
Yeah.
Now everyone is coming out and said, oh, I knew Harvey Weinstein was a pig.
That's true.
But no one said a thing about it.
That's the one. I don't need Oprah to talk to me about child sex trafficking. I do want some explanation about Weinstein.
Yeah.
She's very hugged up. A lot of photos, a lot of...
Oh, with Ghislaine?
No. Oprah with Weinstein.
Weinstein, yeah.
That's why, I think that's part of why...
She gets clubbed into that.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, she has secrets.
Yeah.
You know, she knew this was going on.
Yeah. So is it the conspiracy theories are, if you want to enter our world of wealth and fame, you have to be a sicko. And then we accept you.
Yep. And that all these people are just sickos. That just by nature...
You can't be successful.
Yeah, I think by that logic, you know, after the first 50 mil, maybe
you become a sicko.
Yeah, it kicks in. Your attraction for young children just starts bubbling up, you know?
Like Shaq. Shaq is probably a billionaire. What's he doing?
Well, I don't think we want to know because he's a big guy, you know? And not into it. Yeah. Okay, here's though the other Epstein-related story that to me, in all honesty, is a bigger story than the Kanye stuff.
This is the biggest story in the world.
But I mean, this is the biggest story in the world. And I think the Kanye stuff might be kind of overshadowing it the last couple of days. But this is wild. This judge in New Jersey, Judge Esther Salas, who was just assigned to the Epstein Deutsche Bank case. The other day, a man showed up to her door, rang the doorbell. Her son came and answered the door. This person murdered her son, dressed in a FedEx shirt.
Yes.
And then shot and in his critical condition, her husband. Yep. She was in the basement. This is a hit. This is a movie scene hit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, it's really hard for me to believe any level of like government sending hits because of Epstein. Like when that rumor about the guy who committed suicide at 10,000 Santa Monica, I didn't believe that was at all tied to some sort of Epstein murder. This is a man in a FedEx shirt. It's a hit on a judge.
So he was a lawyer, an anti-feminist lawyer, who then apparently wrote a self-published 1,700-page book, how much he hated women in his life, and described the judge as hot but lazy and Latina. His name is Roy Den Hollander. He was found dead in the Catskills. And
apparently of suicide.
So, to me, if you're a full-on conspiracy, I'll go conspiracy.
Please do. Go full Twitter.
This person did write this book. He hated this judge.
Yep. Perfect Patsy.
Pardon?
He's the perfect Patsy. He's the perfect guy to
fall guy.
John Wilkes Booth or whatever.
Yeah, fall guy to
or someone, Lee Harvey Oswald. Sorry.
Yeah. We don't know. Maybe John Wilkes Booth.
Maybe. I don't know that far back.
But yeah, you're looking for someone to blame for killing these people. This is a perfect guy.
Yeah, or just get him fired up. You know, you find the perfect guy to be like, yo, go kill her.
Yeah.
Here's the way.
Yeah.
Let's get you all hooked up here.
Yeah.
Let's get you that uniform.
I just can't
then
believe...
Then you take him out to the Catskills, off him.
Yeah.
Closed loop.
Yeah.
Perfect story. This guy was a psycho anti-feminist, wrote a book, mentioned her, suicide. Although I will say, like...
This book is scary. I'll tell you, the book is scary.
I would imagine.
Yeah. To mother, may she burn in hell. That's who he dedicated the book to.
Well, yeah, maybe this guy's just a psychopath.
But
here's the problem. You're this crazy anti-feminist, or this is the thing that I guess if you're actually trying to go kill somebody, it gets a little hairy. But like, if you're a crazy anti-feminist, or you were sent by the government, why are you just her son opens the door, you're gonna kill him? You're going to shoot at the dead. Like,
well, how else are you getting in the house?
But you didn't make your way? You didn't go to the basement?
He just panicked. He's a rookie. He's 63. He doesn't know how to kill people.
So the crazy anti-feminist killed 2 dudes or tried to kill 2 dudes?
Yeah.
Way to go, dude.
Yeah. Not good for the dudes.
Not good for the dudes.
This is a bro moment. This bro fucked up.
Yeah.
He deserved it.
I mean, if your goal is like all men world or whatever he is and no women, like
And
where's your...
And you killed the kid?
You
like,
killed
what
a
are you
freaking
doing?
kid? Like what? So I don't know. That's the only part that once again makes it fishy. But
And you don't think like, I mean, I have no idea how like the legal system works, but when you have a judge doing a high profile case, you don't have a set of eyes on them maybe?
just outside, unmarked.
I mean, this is Deutsche Bank, Jeffrey Epstein. This is as big as a global case as you get. And she's obviously very important for the case.
You just
Wouldn't you
drive
think-
over to New Jersey, and the only line of defense is her 20-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Who's just willingly opening the door for a FedEx guy?
And poor lady, man. I mean, your 20-year-old kid
Kid
got
dies?
murdered in your home, and then your husband is in critical condition. Like,
And then you can't even arrest the guy because he's dead?
ugh,
Something, I mean, obviously this is just stinking
stinking to the high heavens.
very, I mean, this makes no sense if his main motive was he wanted to hate women.
Maybe they wrote the book for
Shoved it in
him,
the-
turned him, put him on
Yeah.
the murder, killed him, said, "Oh, look at this book we found."
Yeah. I just find it hard to believe that this lawyer was that raged up.
It's also kind of funny that he called her hot.
Yeah.
You just still couldn't help but being a friggin' pig. You're a friggin' murderous anti-feminist, but like, hey, she's kind of hot though.
She was so
Gosh,
lazy,
man.
she'd be really hot.
Like, you are like, it's literally the worst possible type of human being.
Yeah.
I hate all women, but boy, are they hot. Anyway, I mean, it just feels, to me, the guy committing suicide out here didn't feel that fishy to me.
Yeah.
This one feels like a movie scene. This whole Epstein thing, I just, in my, like, trying to, like, love a good conspiracy theory, but also remain logical. Like, I love reading conspiracies, but I believe hardly any of them.
Yeah.
But this thing could, I can't tell if it's like a weird pervy guy and a lot of the outer just halo effect of weird shit that happens, or is this like a very deep, very planned, lot of people involved, a lot of people freaking out right now.
The amount of people that we're about to see disappear in the next 3 to 4 months is going to be insane.
You think?
Everything between the election and this, people
You
are
think
just
there's
going to
gonna
be
be offing people left and right?
Dead man can't speak.
At least, you know everyone's home.
Yeah. It's not hard to find people.
Not hard to find
And
them.
apparently all you got to do is just get a delivery uniform and they answer the door willingly.
Of course they do.
Of course.
Maybe
I get
UPS
excited when the
might-
delivery guy comes.
Yeah, that could be their groceries.
It's like,
That's all. That's the new version of going to the mall.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what'd I get?
smart move.
Oh, yeah, I ordered that.
All right, well planned. Why not the electrician? You
That'll-
know he's coming.
I'm sure that's.
See, delivery
see,
guy. Delivery guy
Could come at any moment. Yeah, I don't know.
Too
man.
planned out.
I just wondered, the 2 books and documentaries and like very thorough, as much as I can possibly get that I want, are everything surrounding Epstein. And then I meant to say this in the beginning. One day I really want a very thorough recap of the Kardashian.
Destruction.
Yeah. Because when you look at, like, I'm not necessarily blaming them, but you look at Kanye, you look at Lamar Odom, you look at Mrs. Jenner.
Yeah.
It's not a very good.
Track record.
No.
Lamar
What is going
Odom
on in
seems
there?
like he's fine though.
Yeah, he seems happy.
He went through his.
Got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, what is going on in there, man?
It's the fame, it's the money, it's the power, it's the devil's work.
It's the devil's work. Okay. Well, I am. I'm looking forward to watching the documentary or reading the book. Give me the whole thing.
I prefer a documentary.
I know you do.
Not gonna read the book.
A podcast, maybe?
Podcast host.
Like a
Do you
series?
ever think like the people making the documentaries are like fearful of their life while they're making it because they're like essentially exposing people? In addition,
Well, they probably have been in the past, yeah.
Yeah.
They've probably been scared. But that freaking Netflix Epstein one was so watered down and freaking stupid.
Yeah.
I want the truth, man. The girl at the end
You
said,
can't handle the truth.
I can, I promise. Okay, as long as Elon's not involved, then I can't handle it.
Well, then that's a problem.
Because,
You might
too
not be able
close
to
for
handle it.
comfort, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of a sudden, that Tesla you just bought. You're a little uncomfortable sitting in.
I didn't buy it's not in my name.
By the way, my friend just texted me. Trump just wished Ghislaine Maxwell well.
No, he didn't.
No fucking way.
Check the Twitter.
Live. He's on now on White House press conference, and he wished her well.
Oh, man. She's a fine woman. She's a fine lady.
Until proven guilty.
Okay. Let's move on. Let's talk about politics, actually. What in the freaking hell is going on in Portland? So in Portland, they've had ever since the protests and the George Floyd stuff happened, they never stopped.
Yeah.
They've been protesting every night since then. It looks like the mayor is saying, remove federal presence, let the people protest. I don't know. It seems a little crazy. I can't really call it on which side's right here. But now there's this thing going on where obviously the protesters in the city are kind of saying leave us alone. And Trump and the government is saying we need to send reinforcements.
Yeah, I mean,
is Portland the woke capital of the world?
Portland is very protesty.
Yeah.
It's kind of Seattle in that sense. It has a very
Yeah, I kind of lump them together.
Antifa
I know they're not
vibe to
even
it.
really close,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's a hotbed, man.
Yeah, and
Upper Northwest.
And Portland, similar to Seattle, has this pocket of people that are on the front lines protesting everything, police brutality, income inequality, everything, right?
Yeah.
And, things kind of got out of hand there too with damage to property and things and arson and this and that. So, there's supposedly, or there is, Trump has sent people out there. I don't know if they're calling them secret police. I don't know what that exactly means. But there are federal officers in Portland.
Yeah, I think they're just unmarked plain clothes.
Got it. And
maybe they have blue hair or something to try to blend in, a nose ring.
Trolls.
Yeah.
And then in Chicago, there's been an array of violence in the last couple of weeks, crazy amounts of violence.
Yep.
So he wants to send 150 federal officers there. And the mayor of Chicago said, we don't need you. We got this under control.
I do got to say, though,
that's my problem.
You have it under control by what metric?
Yes. So I understand you don't want troops on the ground in your city. I get it. But there are everyday headlines in Chicago are so sad of young kids getting fucking murdered in the crossfires.
Yep.
So you don't have it under control.
By any means.
And I don't know what the solution is. I'm not in running the city by any means, but what you have to accept that whatever you're doing is not working, and there has to be a change in tone.
Yep.
Because even you can't. I don't know. I mean, I understand protesting.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with unlimited amounts of protesting peacefully. We know is effective.
Yeah.
We saw it. We're seeing it be effective. It's when there's unnecessary crime and murder, how do you justify that to your own citizens?
That's why I do not understand. To me, Chicago and a lot of the inner cities, but Chicago takes the cake, I think, is how do you allow that to happen in your backyard, in one of our greatest cities? And I don't understand to be honest, how Obama let it happen, because Obama's from there.
Yeah.
I don't understand the logic of how we are so concerned about everywhere else, and we're so concerned about American life, and we're so concerned, but the headlines out of Chicago are insane.
Yeah. So what would you do there? I don't even know. How do you fix that problem?
So I don't know
Do you put
either.
military on the ground there and just say, no, nothing's happening from now on until there's peace?
Yeah, I don't know, because I know that whatever I'm going to say, someone's going to be like, no, clearly from studies it shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it can't be impossible to solve.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you do that? I don't know. I'm sure that there is a proper way to handle this type of thing.
I don't think there is a manual on this, is my point.
Yeah, but get in there and fucking try some stuff.
Yeah.
You're telling me you couldn't just have the National Guard there like they were in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Just do that for the summer
Yeah.
till it cools down.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? If you're
Yeah.
going to save 300 lives,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Look, at the end of the day, let's take a look at like what does National Guard on the ground really mean? I don't know. My point, the negative of it is seeing tanks obviously in your neighborhood. The positive is
tanks. This is why I don't get it. Tanks. I know that that's crazy, but like seeing tanks as opposed to people dying.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how crazy it must look there?
Yeah.
When people are dying
every day.
every day.
Kids.
I don't even understand how there's that many kids there. And that's not a joke. I
Yeah.
don't understand how you get these stats every weekend
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
How is anyone even left?
Yeah.
Why don't you have tanks there? And yes, I know that the longer term process is like programs for kids and education. I get that.
Yeah.
Infrastructure, I understand that. But like to just instantly stop that level of murder, why is tanks worse than
Just cutting it to
caskets?
continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's my point. I mean, I don't think in this case, like it's obviously I'm speaking sitting in LA, not experiencing it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what other solution there is. I would love to hear from someone. How do you actually solve that problem?
Yeah, I'd love to understand it. And I'd love to understand, number one, what is the long-term solution and why don't we do anything?
Yeah.
Because even if the most cynical view, which could be true, is we don't care, it's inner city, it's black people, we don't care.
Yeah.
It's still a really bad look
Yeah.
for any president
Yeah.
to have that level of violence in one of your biggest cities.
Well, so that's the conflict is president wants to send 150 federal officers into Chicago.
Yeah.
Is that a bad idea?
Yeah, I have trouble finding out where it is on the surface level.
Yeah, and I agree. I understand he wants to push his will on the people. I get that. I understand that's the...
But what if his will here is stopping murder?
We just have to assume everything with Trump is not as clean.
I know, but what could even the ulterior motive be?
I agree. I actually think in this case, sending those people, if it saves children's lives, I'm fucking all for it.
Yeah, what if every inner city was like, okay, if we don't chill out on the murder, we could have tanks in our city, and then it's going to fuck up everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a feeling we're pissing a group of people off here that might know, but tell us, because I don't understand.
What's the solution? Don't
Yeah.
tell me what the problem is. I want to know the solution.
Yeah.
How do we prevent unnecessary murders happening in Chicago? And
Just there, like next week.
Next week, that's
Yeah.
the thing. I understand the systemic problems.
Yes.
That's going to take time. But you cannot have 12-year-old girls dying every weekend in Chicago.
Babies.
Yeah.
There's toddlers getting shot in
Yeah.
crossfire.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. How about this one? Big. I mean, once again, almost as big as the Kanye news. Donald Trump has officially worn a mask and endorsed the mask.
He's a big mask guy.
He's a big patriot. He hears that wearing a mask is patriotic when you can't social distance, and this is coming from your favorite president who's very patriotic.
I'm just going to quote him.
Quote
'cause
him.
It's so good. We are united in our effort to defeat the invisible China virus.
USA, USA.
And many people say that it is patriotic to wear a face mask when you can't socially distance. There is nobody more patriotic than me, your favorite president. Your favorite president. Your favorite president is wearing a mask.
I wonder where he learned a lot of people are saying.
Yeah.
That's a big that's a big strategy of his. Anything he wants done or wants
of
you to
people.
believe, it's a lot of people are saying.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying there is nothing more patriotic than
Yeah.
wearing a mask, a lot of people are saying.
Because he knows the dummy that follows him believes there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
You could say anything you want because there are people that believe you.
Yeah.
Because when you show up to the bar in Alabama and he goes, a lot of people told him it was patriotic. You hear about that,
A lot
right?
of people
A
know
lot
you're
of people.
unpatriotic there, Ted.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people today wore a mask that didn't previously.
I'll give you an anecdotal piece of information I have.
Please.
We sold the most amount of masks yesterday
No, you didn't.
since May.
That means a few things. Number one, go Donald.
Yeah.
Number two, I mean, might arguably have just passed Kylie for biggest influencer.
Yeah.
And number three, you got a lot of Trump supporters.
Because you know what my
would've
brother
thought?
said? My brother was like, the mask market just opened up to 100 million more people. He's like, how many people do you think had never bought a mask? 50 million, 100 million people? Probably 100.
Yeah. There's 300 in the country?
330 or something like that?
Yeah, 100 safe.
350?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You got a Trumpy audience. I think you should
You gotta whip out that red mask.
Yeah, I need a MAGA
You
mask.
should make a newsletter that says, like, are you patriotic? Or everyone's saying this makes you patriotic.
Yeah.
Well, he said it on Twitter.
I said it on Twitter.
You did?
Yeah,
said-
There you go.
I said you're anti-American if you don't wear a mask made in the USA. USA.
Wow.
You did USA 3 times?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the key. 3
I
USAs.
think if you say a lot of people are saying.
Yeah, you
and
should
then
say a
repeat.
lot of people are saying
A lot of people are saying made in USA masks
yes.
are
A
patriotic.
lot of people are
you know what's
saying
not
USA
patriotic?
a lot of times.
Your foreigner mask.
Yep.
Yeah.
A
You're
lot of
freaking
people are
made
saying
in
it.
China.
China.
They come equipped with the China virus.
Yeah. You should say a lot of people are saying
A lot of people
they're
are saying.
shipping COVID with their China masks.
Ooh.
A lot of people are saying that COVID sticks for a long time on
I
Chinese
hear
masks.
they stay on for 15 to 20 days from China.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying it.
A lot of people are saying it.
Heard a lot of people saying that.
A lot of people.
Gosh, man, Trump is freaking influencer of the century
Yeah.
award.
It's kind of like you took a 2-year-old and taught them like a couple words, and they just
Yeah.
put together the sentence that's like
Yeah.
it's a good starter sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple more years, you'll get a full sentence together.
I feel like that's his whole like
Shtick.
his whole thing.
And if that doesn't make you realize he's talking to like the simple-minded people of this country.
He should release a book that's like the Trump method, and it's just when you want someone to believe what you're saying, say that a lot of people are saying it.
Yeah.
When you want to blah blah blah, blame whatever. Like if you
It could
have
be-
if you have a competitor, make them an enemy, make them a disgusting. Either like Lion Ted, Sleepy Joe, or China virus. You have to sort of demonize the competitor. This could work. The point is, I wonder how many friggin' masks sold in the last 2 days. Yesterday.
Well, I'll tell you where they haven't sold, and that's in Alabama. Do you see the story about the couple that got tested positive for corona and like would not agree to stay quarantined?
Yeah.
They had to get ankle bracelets on
You
for
kidding?
trackers because they said they were going to leave. They wouldn't sign contracts that said they
Can't
would.
we just
wouldn't
give
leave
them the
their house.
death penalty?
It'd be a lot easier. It'd be so much easier.
I think at some point you got to draw the line and say, we don't want these people to make more of them.
Yeah.
Or neuter them or whatever.
yeah,
At least.
just cut those things out.
You can't procreate.
Snip, 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 snip.
Gosh. Okay. All right. Well, we got an ad. I think you should start it off, Pete, with the masks.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, welcome back to the ad portion of this podcast. If you're new here, let me introduce myself. I'm your boy, Pete, and I read the ads. Why? Because everybody else is too damn busy around here to do it. So I'm here to bring you today's sponsor, the one and only Raycon. Raycon, whether you're working from home or working on your fitness, you want to be listening to what you want to be listening to. Not what your kids are doing, not the rest of the office, not the rest of any of the other stuff going on around you. You want to hear what's in your ears. Everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds, but before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, you need to check out wireless earbuds from Raycon. You already know Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and that they sound just as amazing as other top audio brands you know. Their newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet. With 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and more compact design that give you a nice noise isolating fit. Raycon's wireless earbuds are so comfortable. Perfect for conference calls or binging podcasts. Crazy how that got worked in because we're on a podcast. This is a podcast. I'm talking about listening on podcasts. You get the tie-in here. Unlike some of your other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet, with no dangling wires or stems to distract anyone during video calls. Celebrities like Snoop Dogg are obsessed with Raycons. Pick up a pair and see what the hype is all about. Now is the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/group. That's buyraycon.com/group for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. Buyraycon, RAYCON.com/group. Now we get back to the episode and the important guys that make all the big bucks while I just read your words. Okay, I'm sorry I got so upset. It's been a long, you guys get it. Okay. Back to the episode.
All right, and we're back. Let's talk about the new racist on the block. Just saying, man, in this day and age, we are getting, it's being brought to our attention that more and more people are racially insensitive. And, they're being brought to light. And this is one that I thought was on the more liberal side of the world, but they're not. They're dirty racists.
Oh, who is it?
I'll give you a clue. He goes by the name Joe.
Biden?
And he's a traitor.
Oh.
Trader Joe's, apparently.
Oh.
There is a petition against Trader Joe's, and people are outraged because they've been sort of cultural appropriating, racial stereotype. I don't even know what to call it, but what I didn't know is that Trader Joe's has different products called like
Trader Ming's.
Trader Ming's
for Chinese cuisine. Trader Jose for Mexican style products. Trader Giotto for Italian themed products.
Yep. So number one, it sucks that the American one's Joe.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. His name's Joe.
But freaking Joe? That's so basic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they got Trader Ming's, Trader Jose's. People are outraged. I don't know. I mean, here's my question. If your name is Trader Joe and your American stuff is Joe.
What were you trading, Joe?
Also a good question. Also a good question. Did it happen to be furniture by any chance?
Yeah.
Did it happen to be
very interesting,
Did
Joe.
it happen to be on an island, Joe?
Yeah. R.I.P. to Joe, too. Sorry.
Joe was sounds like Joe might have been trading young children. Anyway, but if your American version is Joe, and that's not offensive, then I mean, what's Jose is a Mexican name that's very common.
Yeah.
Ming might be. I mean, is this offensive? I don't know. Yeah, are we offended?
Well,
where's the line?
So I mean, I guess if there was a Trader Raj for Indian cuisine, I would not be offended. I wouldn't give a flying fuck. How about that?
I'm just curious here what the should I be offended that Joe was the word? Because that's appropriation of white people.
Yeah, and so I'm all for some level of respect for all people, but this is such a waste of time.
Yeah, I don't.
Trader Joe?
And Trader Joe's on your team, man.
Trader Joe is on your team. Do you understand how much value Joe is giving you? I rarely go inside of a store. I walked into a Trader Joe a couple months ago. I couldn't believe how fucking cheap things are in there.
Yeah.
They're giving away those chocolate-covered almonds.
They are. And they stayed open. I mean, there were lines during quarantine.
Salt? Who gave you everything salt?
They
Joe did.
Do you know they have nuts now? They have assorted nuts with everything salt on them.
Joe's nuts.
Yeah. Sprinkled in everything
So
salt.
you're going to fuck around and cancel everything salt and everything nuts because Ming isn't happy? I'm just confused. I'm confused. I want someone to explain to me why that is racist.
Yeah. He has to come up with a name to categorize the product, right?
Yeah.
So is it Trader, give me a non-offensive Chinese reference. Trader Chinese? Is that fine? Chinese Trader?
Chinese Trader. That's not going to go over well.
Chinese Trader?
That's not what you're a trader.
And then Mexican Trader?
Once again, probably not going to. That's worse.
Okay.
I'd rather Jose.
What about?
We should have culturally appropriate terms that every company can use that won't get them canceled.
But frickin' Jose, when your name is Trader Joe's, I don't see the problem. But I will say this. The petition that I was sent from an employee here who loves Trader Joe's.
So wanted you to sign it?
No. He thought it was funny.
Okay.
Loves Trader Joe's. He currently in his fridge has Trader Ming's product.
Big fan of Trader Ming's.
He sent me a petition that I believe had a goal of 5,000 signatures and couldn't hit it. So I don't think this is going to be globally sweeping. I don't see Portland, getting involved. and really taken to the streets.
Yeah.
But just, it was worth mentioning.
I'll tell you why this stuff is dangerous. There are so many issues that people are trying to fight right now, and now you take mind share about Trader Ming.
Trader fucking Ming. Who cares?
Nobody cares.
No one.
I would love, if any Chinese listeners are listening, please DM me if you're completely offended by Trader Ming's and refuse to shop there because of it.
And if so, what are some terms that you wouldn't find offensive?
Yes.
I want a whole list.
I want to know.
I want a long running list of things you would not be offended by and or the rest of the culture.
deserve it. I think there's this thing happening where outrage is back, and unfortunately outrage was brought back for a really good reason.
Yeah.
And everyone who wants any ability to play victim feels like they have the chance right now.
Yeah.
And you're going to water down and kill the real matters that really matter. And people are just going to get sick of hearing what they think is complaining.
Yeah.
And you cannot lump in police brutality against unarmed African Americans with fucking Trader Ming.
No, you can't.
Okay. Well, there's that. What about... We got our first big, I noticed, I don't know how you feel. I know that there's a shit ton of content available right now, but I'm kind of running out, on good shit. All the good shows I think are officially in the delayed portion.
Yeah.
Billions cut off out of nowhere.
Yeah.
If this keeps going on, we're going to get milked dry, and I'm going to be making popcorn and scheduling a TikTok time.
Yeah.
Okay, 9, babe, we're getting popcorn, we're gonna get a blanket, and we're gonna watch TikTok for 2 hours.
I can do 30 minutes of Netflix previews.
That's wild. I don't totally blame you, but that's crazy.
Yeah, easily. I've done 30 minutes of it.
Yeah.
I give you a preview of every show, every movie, and I won't watch any of them.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, it's something I've started to do myself.
They're good. And
I hate that I've come to that.
What I have done is this is the closest I've gotten, which is very close, is I have looked for something to watch before I fall asleep. And I have gotten so fatigued from watching all of the trailers because they just autoplay that I'll just be like, fuck it, I'm going to sleep. I'm not starting something now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the biggest new delay is Christopher Nolan's big movie, The Tenet, was supposed to release in August. Not anymore.
Yeah, so it's delayed pretty much inevitably. I'm curious to know if this is Christopher Nolan being the creative saying, my movie has to be watched in a movie theater? Or is this the studio saying, we need this movie to be a box office hit, so we need to wait to movie theaters?
So do you think that none of it is not being able to get people together to finish what needs to be finished? Do you think it's already wrapped up and packaged?
Yeah, I think it's done.
Well, let me just say, I gotta be honest. If it's that you want it to be in theaters only, I get it, but you gotta get off that.
Yeah.
Look at Trolls World Tour and give us what we need,
Yeah, so
we need the fucking content.
I totally agree. I think if this is a hope that it's a movie that needs to be watched in theaters, theaters are a wrap. And even if theaters open and it was 50% capacity, who's going? No one's going to a movie ever again.
That's what I'm saying. Even your opening box office numbers are going to be shit.
Shit.
So you're going to wait a year to have shit numbers just to speed it up for Netflix anyway?
Yeah, I mean, you're better off, partnering, with a streaming service, a speaker company, and saying, everyone who has Sonos Surround gets to see it first or something, and convince Sonos to help fund it or something. It's there's so many more creative ways to release a movie today, and I just movie theater is an industry that is done. It's over.
It's done.
It's done.
Even drive-in movies are kind of popping up. Not that that's ever going to be big enough to become a thing.
I think it's a thing because it's something to do right now.
Yeah.
But it's stupid.
Just stop. It's stupid.
Why would you sit in your car? Most people have shitty cars.
It's stupid.
Most people are going to sit in their shitbox car in a shitbox parking lot.
And probably get out and talk to the people next to them anyway.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Drive-in movie theater can kiss my ass.
I wonder how many movies, studios and stuff, are just getting fucked. Because if you have one of those, we're talking about, the biggest movie releases that would have happened. What if you just have that, mid-level? Tyler Perry movie.
Palm Springs.
Palm Springs. But Palm Springs was straight to Netflix, right?
Okay, I watched that. Not comedy of the year. Funny, but not comedy of the year.
What's better?
I forgot.
What?
Name a movie with as
Yeah,
better.
because there's no
Stupid-
other
that's
movie.
the other stupid one we watched a couple weeks back.
Wrong, Missy?
Yeah.
You like
that
that
one
one
was
better?
so much more funny.
Because you're stupid.
I feel like comedies are dead. I feel like you can't, where's The Hangover?
You can't, paging doctor. You can't say it.
Yeah, right?
You can't be funny.
You can't.
It's
The
dead.
Office and other big comedies have to go back and edit their
30
series.
All those 30 fuckery,
Rock.
really funny, super bad.
You can't be funny without insulting people.
Because
It is
Trader
sad.
fucking Mings is out there just waiting to beat down your door.
Yeah. You can't. Comedy is dead. You know when you
Comedy's
go
fucking
through
dead.
Netflix and all these Showtime, HBO, the only thing that is okay is rape and murder.
Yeah, that's
Every
what's
show is
crazy.
about murder, rape, murder.
That's what's crazy. You can't
That-
make a gay joke, but
Yeah.
you can rape and murder.
Yes. Murder is so
Murder's hot.
popular.
Murder is popular.
Everything is about murder. I don't like to watch anything to do with murder unless it's The Rock murdering people. Then it's fake and they're
Yeah. Like Fast and Furious murder.
Fast and Furious murder, I'm okay with.
Not
Real
this
murder
gory
with the
real
blood
murder.
and the this and the that. I don't want to see that shit.
No.
Ruin my sleep.
Yeah, rape and murder is really on right now, which makes no sense.
You could start a streaming channel called Rape and Murder. It would be #1 streaming channel.
So you're telling me that a young kid today can watch rape, murder, very aggressive porn,
Yes.
learn how to do heroin,
Yes.
but can't hear a good gay joke?
You can't.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. No, you can't even no racist jokes.
Out of the question.
No way.
No way. Trader Jose can't even fly, man. You're going to try to make a racially sort of
The only thing that can happen is I watched the trailer for George Lopez's special. You can make fun of your own culture, but no one else can make fun of yours.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the key. You need.
So go ahead, Indian man. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I do. I make fun of Indian people all the
Yeah,
time.
he just said Trader Raj.
Trader Raj. If you want to make fun of Indian people, watch the show Indian Matchmaking. Holy shit.
Little sneak peek for
Is it a
Friday's
real
episode.
show?
It is a show about a matchmaker from Mumbai.
It's reality or
It's
scripted?
reality. It's like the Indian version of The Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Oh my God.
It is crying, funning, laughing.
But not meant to be funny.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But it is so funny enough. I'll give you a sneak preview. A guy on the show, one of the eligible bachelors,
Yep.
does a Instagram Q&A. Someone asked him what clothes, your jacket on the show was so good. He goes, oh, it's Menlo Club. I'm a huge fan. So a Menlo Club member sends it to me. I reach out to him. I'm like, yo, what's your deal? We start talking. My brother ends up watching the show, and he goes, we got to get that kid on because he got played dirty. And so fast forward, we're going to have him on the pod on Thursday.
Oh my God. Like in
name's
2 days?
His name is Vinay. Yeah, he's on the thing, and he got set up with a girl, and it went south. And then he's saying that he got portrayed incorrectly, so he's gonna come on and just talk about it. But the more fascinating thing is about Netflix is that show would have never got greenlit in a normal circumstance,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Oh, do you think Americans want to watch a bunch of Fabi Indians get set up to get married?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
That's what you would think. You
right now
didn't
they
know
do.
you want to watch it.
When you've been watching nothing but Netflix trailers for the last week,
Yeah.
you're down.
This and it's hilarious.
I thought it was Danny or someone told me that there was just some mega deal that was done, like a $200 million deal or something for some,
Netflix.
yeah,
The most expensive movie ever. Wasn't
Yeah.
it on streaming or whatever?
Oh, yeah,
Did we
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about it?
from Netflix.
We didn't talk
We
about it.
should talk about that.
Okay.
I don't remember the stats.
Let me
I
pull up
heard
the
it
article
over-
real quick. I
Yeah.
know we were at
We'll talk about it on Thursday, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, man. Rest in peace, comedy. Nothing's
Yeah.
funny anymore if you're not murdering or raping or killing or whatever.
Yeah, literally, it's so dark, all the content.
Yeah.
It just, everything's about terror, horror, rape, murder, unsolved murder,
A lot of people are saying.
back-to-back murders.
And then they go and talk
Serial
about it.
murders.
Then they talk about
With
it
a
on a
little bit of rape.
podcast.
Yeah, there's a whole podcast about murdering?
Whole-
But don't
whole
worry,
podcast series.
Don't worry. No jokes.
Yeah. God forbid you laugh, but you can talk about murdering anyone all you want.
And they're just laughing away at these murders.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. Next up, it looks like here's a real scarier than murder is looks like the current numbers are 4 million cases of the Rona in the United States and more than 140,000, I'll call them murders.
Yeah.
Madness.
Corona has murdered over 140,000 people and attempted murder 4 million. Here's the big new thing, though. Americans aren't buying it.
Nope.
There's a new poll that says that 31% of Americans do not believe those numbers.
They think the number is smaller. And I think what hurts the numbers is you find out about these cases that misclassified people as testing positive or dying from COVID.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the rule, that's the exception. And we like to pinpoint, like in anything,
Yeah.
we take the few exceptions to the rule and we just all talk about it. So there are clearly instances where people were misclassified as positive and they were actually negative, or they died because of this and not because of that.
Yep.
We know that that is happening. Do we believe it's happening at scale or not? Is what this poll is.
I mean, if it's 140,000 people, even if, what's that, 10,000 max?
You think we're misclassified?
I mean, how many could it really be? I understand, like, if you have corona, you die in a car crash, they attribute it to corona because this is where I get a little foggy, but something about the hospitals and the way that they're funded.
They get the moolah.
Yeah, you get money.
Yeah.
But it's not half.
No, I agree with that. I don't know what that number is, but I think, whenever you talk to anyone about corona stuff, one, it's an argument, right? Because you either believe what's going on or you think it's all bullshit.
Yeah, one or the other.
There's nobody in the middle.
No. I will say I'm kind of in the middle, though. I would probably pick a side if we had an argument.
Okay, so
This is what I think. I think it's really bad. I think blah, blah, blah. But I think it's something to take very serious. I think especially underlying health conditions, blah, blah, blah. I do think the numbers are accurate, but I think that they're a little fluffed from this problem. And I think that the real, I guess what I'm saying, where I fall in the middle is like, I'm not scared. I don't think it's a hoax. I wear a mask. But I also am not scared for my life or think that the world is ending.
Okay, so the reason why it matters is that will determine how you reopen the country.
Yes.
Because if a majority of people thinks it's a hoax, then we should just reopen and whatever.
I think it's a hoax.
I think people are just stupid. I think, look, I don't know anyone who's died from it. I know a few people who have had it, and the reviews are mixed on how bad it is.
Yeah.
But I understand that still leaves room for 4 million people to have it and 140,000 people to die.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know every fucking person in this country. I think if you're an idiot living in Alabama, sorry for our listeners, because I know a couple of you are pissed.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't fucking, this shit's a hoax. I don't know nobody that had it. And actually, Terry had it and he didn't do so bad.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? But I think me sitting in the middle, I think it's I don't know what you do to reopen the country because I don't think it's the bubonic plague, but I don't think it's like, you can't, obviously, look at the numbers right now after like a couple weeks of trying to dabble. I mean, Florida is fucking India.
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah, no, not taken.
But
your racist joke was fine with me.
After a couple weeks, can I have permission to say
yes.
racially charged?
Yeah.
After a couple weeks of trying to open back up, like, it's very clear that the numbers flared, so you can't just open back up. And obviously here in America, we can't police. Look, if you could open up the country and everyone followed the distancing rules and wore a mask, I think we'd be fine.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think if we actually have the discipline to wear a mask, and I think society should reopen up. I also don't agree, like, the problem is our government has no faith in the people following protocol.
They shouldn't.
So they have no faith in reopening the country the way that we actually should.
Our president just kind of started 4 months in.
140,000 dead and decided to now say mask or patriot. If he had said that from day one,
Yep.
We'd be in a much different position.
I mean, it sounds like from Fauci and from the CDC director, it sounds like if he said that from day one, the number would be half.
Yeah.
That seems to be...
Yeah.
I say instead of throwing all these damn protesters in your car and running away with them, why don't we start throwing these Karens, these people without masks, throw them in the vans, ship them off. We
Where are you shipping them?
right
Who's in
back
a van?
to reopening.
Who's going in a van?
The Washington people.
They're being put in vans?
Yeah, they're just being snagged and thrown in vans.
Oh, that's what the story says?
Yeah, well, that's what videos have shown too.
By the secret police?
Yes, but these unnamed.
I'm telling you, man, that's what the
individuals.
fireworks are covering up, you know?
But I'm saying, not wearing a mask, boom, van comes out of nowhere, snatches you up,
Totally agree.
gone forever.
Totally agree. I'm totally down for that.
Or at least you have to go to Epstein's Island.
All you got to do, yeah, they'd probably like it. All you got to do is head down to Orange County. You could fill a few school buses.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
just
God.
hopping out at the beach.
You should if you want to not wear a mask, go over here. We should just block them off, separate them completely.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of echoes this mask thing like 5-10 times. Everyone will wear a mask.
I agree.
Because it's not like for me who is liberal and wear a mask, I'm not going to stop wearing a mask because he wears it. I'm going to be like...
Totally.
Do you think in any way this is a political ploy to now be like, things have gotten so bad, but he wears a mask now, reiterates it, we open back up, things come back, we all stick to wearing masks, and then he's like, I saved the
I think
country.
he's getting to the
He'll
point
take
where
that
he's...
credit.
Yeah, I think he's getting to the point where he's honestly like, yo, man...
But do you think he did this, any of this on purpose? Or is he just that stupid?
No. I think he's finally backed into a corner seeing that, like, we could be in real trouble.
Right.
And he's like, fuck it. All right, fuck it. All right, I'll tell them to wear the fucking mask. All right. Fucking fine. Is this what you wanted? I also want to go on record because I mentioned it and just say that ever since July 4th, the fireworks have stopped.
Yes.
So...
What happened to the conspiracy there?
Yeah,
come
it's
on.
not,
What do
it's
you got,
not
Tim?
shaping up to really.
Oh, Tim claims.
But not at the same level, right?
No.
Just your neighborhood's going to get invaded by the police and the government, not mine.
Yeah, I mean, look, they still happen around my place, but very sparse. It was like every night a long time, and like, it's like, oh, people just loaded up early.
The funny thing about conspiracies is that like once they don't come into fruition, the people that were hyping them up now don't talk about them anymore.
Suddenly they're
They move on to
real
something new.
quiet.
Yeah.
You know, they had the FedEx driver to focus on
Yes.
them. They're not worried about, you know, that Obama was supposed to get arrested today and Oprah was yesterday and Ellen is tomorrow and
Yeah, you just got to move past
yeah,
it.
you gotta just move quickly.
You
gotta
cover
find
it
the
with
next-
the next one.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I had a friend DM me, he's like, the wave of arrests that are going to be shocking to you in the next 2 months.
A friend?
And then the next day,
You're friends with these type of people?
and then the next
Am
day.
I friends with them?
No, you may know them.
Okay.
The next day, I see like Ed Henry, Tucker Carlson all being accused. I'm like, were these the people you were talking about?
Oh, no? Oh, interesting.
That's good. Okay. All right. Last story of the day is a bummer one. It seems like, to our conversation about the economy and how do we open back up and all that stuff, as we have talked about and as is to be expected, one of the absolutely hardest hit areas is restaurants. Restaurants are already a very tough business, but you throw all this on top of it, it's nearly impossible. And it just, you know, there's these new articles talking about how a lot of restaurant owners are just giving up. It's just too much, too long. Open up, you know, maybe they could have been saved if we were at like a full bore open up, but now with it starting to shut back down, it's just not enough to sustain.
So, I mean, if you think about business moving forward, you have to assume that until a vaccine is prevalent in society or a full acceptance of that, some people are going to get it. And I just don't, here's what customers or regular patrons of businesses don't understand. No business will take an ounce of risk if there's liability. They will get sued because something happened at their restaurant, right?
Yep.
Or their business. So there's no reason like for a restaurant to open up, let people in their restaurant, and God forbid someone gets COVID, they're going to come and sue you. Why, as a restaurant, would you take that risk,
Yep.
right? So your options are figure out an outdoor dining concept or just shut down.
Yep.
And I know customers want it. Businesses they don't want the smoke.
Nope.
They don't want to deal
Not
with
even close.
So many people I know who own restaurants or retail businesses or fast casual concepts, they're mortified with people coming into their places because God forbid someone gets it. They know what's going to happen. You're going to sue that restaurant.
Yep.
100%. And you'll come up with a way to figure out and be blamed for it. So there's going to be this like wave of closures. I think the restaurant industry is going to get hurt the most because there's just so many more. But there have been, there's a stat here, top 20 states with the most permanent restaurant closures between March 1st and July 10th. California had 2,200 permanent closures of restaurants.
Sheesh.
14% of all restaurants have permanently closed. This is July 10th. This is PPP was hitting. Stimulus was hitting. They're literally letting you sell alcohol and deliver it.
Yeah.
Like, that's not allowed in California. They're letting you do anything. You can literally, I don't think there's any rules. You could just throw a couple tables and chairs in front of your place.
In the parking lot.
In the parking lot. Sell alcohol. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Still 14% of restaurants have closed. This is with PPP. This is stimulus check. This is everything.
Yep.
What the fuck is going to happen in the next 3 months?
I mean, is it going to be 50%?
It probably should be.
Yeah.
I mean, think about most of these restaurants. If you talk to most restaurant owners, what are they doing? They're barely getting by, right?
Yep.
They're not printing money.
No.
Everyone says the margins in the last 10%. So if that's the case, you lost like half your business.
Yeah.
There's no way any restaurant can be profitable in this environment.
Yeah. I don't get it. And Postmates is not paying the bills.
No.
Props to, I mean, I got to give props to our friends, though. I mean, Hwood Group they got a new pop-up drive-through. You can get a Rona test on your way, waiting for your cheeseburger. You get this and that.
I get the Rona test from them on Good Life. I ordered Ella, their new delivery Mediterranean concept.
Yeah.
I mean, they're keeping me top of mind.
They're doing a good. I mean, I'll say, like, if you're a restaurant, owner listening, look at what they're doing.
Yeah.
Do that in your city.
Yeah. Rona and a little to go.
Yeah. A little Rona on the way. Do a little rebrand, a little special delivery concept.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. Well, that's going to be, I do think that when we look back, like, probably the statistic that you go by, like, in 2023 is like, damn, remember 2020 when 50% of our restaurants closed?
Yeah.
Forever.
I mean, I don't even understand retail. Like, take our neighborhood, like, take Melrose.
Yeah.
Why are those people still in business? Paul Smith, the famous pink wall in Melrose, is open. They have a valet person. Who the fuck is walking inside Paul Smith and buying anything?
They got to start charging for the wall.
Their only chance is just be the wall.
Yeah, charge for the wall.
Yeah.
You can charge a premium for that wall.
Yeah. People pay $5 to take a picture in front of the wall.
Yeah, these influencers, that'll make or break your feed this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Melrose is popping, though.
Melrose is popping with people, but the stores are empty.
The only thing that I see that's really cracking off on stores is like all the Cool Kicks and that
Cool
stuff.
Kicks is popping.
They got a line every day.
Yeah, because theirs is like a cultural thing, right? It's not just about shoes. It's about hanging out with those guys.
Totally. Okay.
That, and I saw Cookies was backed up the other day. I don't know.
Cookies is slammed.
These kids are just smoking weed all day and selling shoes.
Yeah.
Pot, shoes, and video games. I think this is a real good test of if you have a loyal fan base or not.
Yeah.
Like, it's because even price alone isn't going to do it. Like, if you just are a store with great prices, they don't really care. If you have like a fan base that couldn't wait to just get back in your store and get your product, you're in good shape.
Cookies, for those that don't know, is a cannabis retail concept.
Yep.
And it is just, I drive by it to come here every time, and it is
There's a guy behind it, like the
Burner. If you'd like to hear the story about Burner, head on over to Short Story Long, and I interviewed him about his whole life.
Yeah, it's a podcast that is.
It's a podcast that used to be Once Upon a Time. We'll be back.
One day.
Yeah.
Do a Corona break.
Yeah, we took a little Corona break, man. I don't want to be sitting talking face to face with a bunch of freaking strangers.
Yeah.
I don't care about podcasting that much. I at least trust everyone here but Pete.
I was going to say, there's no way you trust
We got a sort of a closed loop here. Short Story Long, this could be anyone.
Yeah, that's true.
I love Burner, but I don't know what he's been up to.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Probably smoking weed with everybody.
Yeah. Sharing the blunt.
Seen those Hollywood Hills parties.
Yeah. They're not stopping.
Nope.
Okay, that's it. So we have, Dee, did you see anything on social media you want to talk about?
I did. What did I see that I wanted to say?
The big news behind closed doors is now on the podcast app. Even though it's terrible audio.
Oh, you're uploading them.
Yeah.
Okay, so now.
So for the 4 people that requested.
So all 4 of you, good news.
Yeah.
We have Behind Closed Doors every Tuesday and Thursday, now searchable everywhere where group chat is. So if you really like Pete and you want to make sure he sticks around and you want to make sure that new raise he just got pays off, go check it out.
Please go listen.
You know, if you've already been through every group chat and Modern Prescription and you're like, fuck it, I just can't get enough of these guys.
we got one more left for you.
We got one more to suck up some of your time.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you got, Dee?
I got LinkedIn just cut 960 jobs.
Whoa.
I'll tell you why that's scary.
Linked out.
They're the platform for other people to get jobs.
Right.
Yeah.
They're also owned by Microsoft, which has endless amounts of money.
Yep.
So for them to cut jobs means if you have a job right now, shut the fuck up and work.
Yeah.
That is what the mantra is for 2020 if you're still fortunate to have a job.
That is for damn sure, Pete.
And
Well,
look at
I can't shut
up.
up.
Shut up.
You forgot rule
Shut
number
up.
1.
Rule number
we didn't
one
even
of
get to rule
keeping a
number
job.
2, which
Shut
was
up.
work.
Yeah.
I can't with the mic in front of me. I'm trying.
Jesus. Okay, yeah, that's good. Or bad. Mine's real simple and lighthearted. I just wanted to check back in with him because even though he had some controversy and said some questionable things, good old Davey Day Trader posted a very Instagrammy, memey collage today of like all of the like legit people on like these talking head shows and all these different things that have like called him a fucking idiot and like blamed the Robin Hood crew and the Davey Day Trader crew for like all of the delusion in the stock market.
Oh my God.
And he posted it and made a joke of all of it. And just his ability, I will say, I'll put him in the same box as Trump, Elon, Kanye. They all have that thing.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing is, I do think it'll be taught in some way. I think the 2027 version of like how to win friends and influence people will be like, you know, a lesson on narcissism.
It's definitely narcissism. It's unwavering confidence.
Yep.
It's ignore anything that potentially could make you look weak.
Yeah.
It's will not apologize
For anything.
anything. It's you know, the non-apologizing thing is a characteristic I see in a lot of people.
Yep.
It's very hard for people to just say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's really difficult.
But with people like this, I feel like people like this break all of those. Because in normal life, if you're just trying to be a normal, good person, learning to apologize is a great quality.
Yeah.
But these people break all of those rules.
Yeah.
And they are just rising to the top.
And people idolize Dave Portnoy. They want to be him.
Yeah.
And then when they have their little shithole life and they start acting like Dave Portnoy, their life's over.
Can you imagine if like your kid is like home from college and just won't stop acting like Dave fucking Portnoy?
Yeah,
And you're like,
that's a
shut
nightmare.
up,
Mom, I'm on
dude.
Robin Hood. Leave me alone.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Dom's biggest influence is a Dave Portnoy type
Oh
character?
my God. Turn
At
that
like
TV off.
16.
Turn
Yeah.
that fucking tablet off.
And you're like, Dom, that's not how Robin Hood works. He's like, fuck you, Dad.
Dad.
Pick any letters.
Yeah.
He's just-
Stocks go up, Dad. It's the fucking rule.
You say he's like, I didn't want to have to say it. I didn't want to say it, but I'm gonna make this my full-time job.
Yeah.
I'll fucking do it.
I can't wait. Okay. That's all we got, team.
I got one more from social.
What do you got?
Do you see that?
Oh, so now you think you can just do your thing
well,
on
Anand
social.
said I had to step up today, so this is me stepping up, and something that Anand would likely talk about.
Okay.
The Detroit Pistons will preview their new logo on their jerseys. The
Pistons are offended.
MJ logo.
What?
Michael Jordan and the Jordan Brands logo Jumpman will now appear on the Detroit Pistons jerseys.
Because they sponsor the team?
Yes.
They're just an NBA sponsor.
Uh-oh.
And the only reason why that's relevant, if you watch The Last Dance, Michael Jordan didn't like the Pistons.
Right. So it's
Well,
like Michael
you know
Jordan.
what? Way to really explain that, Pete.
Yeah.
You really
Well,
did on injustice there.
Yeah.
Look, I tried my best.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the first rule, which is
I gotta,
shut up.
Yeah, shut up. I also have a birthday.
Oh, yeah, what?
I got all the details on a birthday. Someone DM me. I went and asked all the right questions.
We know their name and stuff?
Brenda Ramirez.
Okay, now we're talking.
27 years old. Happy birthday.
Brenda.
She is 5 months pregnant.
Nice.
From Whittier, California.
A lot going on.
And her boyfriend is Ray.
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 And they're planning to name their baby Savannah. That's how you get all the information.
That is a thorough shout out.
Yeah.
Pete,
Cool.
take notes.
Shut up. Take notes. Got it.
Shut up, work. Take notes, we'll make third.
Cool.
All right. That's all we got. So you know what to do. Check out Behind Closed Doors on IGTV, YouTube, and newly on the podcast platform, everywhere where Group Chat is. Make sure you check out our newsletter over at melrosestreetjournal.com. You can also, while you're over there, if you just can't get enough of the Group Chat crew, get all of our articles on pretty much everything that we talk about here. Hit us up on Instagram at Group Chat Pod. Show us some love. Let us know your recommendations on how we should handle what's going on in Chicago. And also, if you are any of the affected groups, please let us know how you feel about Trader Joe's. And last but not least, if you really love us and you stuck in this long, why don't you just take 2 seconds, head to the podcast app on your phone or to iTunes, rate and review the show. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't really care what you say in the comment box. Just leave us 5 stars. I'm just being honest.
Be honest.
If you make fun of me,
You could
extra
say,
points.
fuck you guys. You guys are liberal, snowflake idiots.
Bitches.
But 5 stars, we're all good.
Okay.
Cool.
I like that.
All right, that's all we got, guys. We will see you Friday. We'll be back with Anand, and we will be in with a true Indian superstar. See you later.